Okay guys, part two. Okay, warrior one. You're going to take your left foot to the top of the mat, right foot toward the back, right foot's going to be parallel to the back of the mat. Your left leg will be bent. Your knee is not going to go past your toes. So the further apart your feet are, the more challenging the pose will be, so keep that in mind. Your hips are going to try to be squared off, so your belly button faces towards the front of the room where you're looking. If it doesn't work out that way, try to get as close as possible, but that's okay. Don't freak out if it doesn't. It's really okay. Your arms are going to be nice and up. Your shoulders will be back. Spine is nice and aligned. So here we go. We're going to do a nice 10 breath count for each of these next poses. Your shoulders are down. In 9. 8. 7. 6. Keeping that core engaged. And 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Releasing that warrior one position. Shaking your legs out if you'd like to. Still have Ramses B going on in the background. We'll shout out to him or her. I'm not sure, female, male artist going on. Doesn't matter. It's rocking. All right. Next pose, it's going to be the bowing warrior. Legs are the same. So that left leg is going to be bent. Back leg is straight. Foot parallel to the back of the mat. Now the hands are behind our back for this next one. So your hands can either have prayer hands, or if your arms and hands are not going to want to do that, you can do the fist bump in the back. So your hands are either praying in the back, or they're fist bumping. And you still want your shoulders in a nice back position. So your chest cavity has nice openness, so you can get nice deep breaths. That's what we're doing here. We're breathing deeply, breathing comfortably. So we've got our left foot forward, right foot back, left leg bent, right leg straight. I'm going to do the prayer hands. So I've got my prayer hands in the back here. And your body is facing forward just like in warrior one. And we're going to do a hip hinge, which is going to allow us to bow, where the bowing warrior part comes in. So don't round your back, just hip hinge, like a bow, like you're bowing to somebody in front of you. And then wherever that challenge point for you is, stop where it's challenging, and then breathe into the stretch. We're holding this for a 10 breath count. So that front leg is bent, not beyond the toes. And we're breathing. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, really fill up your lungs. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then lift yourself out of that bow and release your hands. Shake it out a little bit. Next will be the sun pose. This has a nice wide straddle. And again, if you don't want to step off your mat, just do it off to the side so you can stay on your mat. I'm just going to step right off my mat. So step off like this. Your toes point out slow or point out slightly, just like in the moonflowers and the sunflowers. Again, we're going to have a nice wide stance here. Our knees are not going to go beyond our toes again. Again, we're going to have a nice upright stance to our bodies so we're not leaning over. And this sun pose, it's like we're holding up the sun. And again, we're not just sticking our arms out here like limp noodles. We're holding up the sun. So picture you're holding up something. If you ever held up like a yoga ball, or I don't know, just whatever you want to pretend you're holding up. You're holding something up. So your arms are nice and tight. Getting a nice workout. It's 10, 9, 8. Remember to keep those shoulders down too. To scrunch. We don't want to do one of these guys. Breathe. 7, 6. Keep those palms up there. 5, 4, and 3, and 2. Those arms up there. And 1. Gently release your arms. Straighten up your legs and work them on in. There you go. Shake them out a little bit. Now it's time for our right foot to go forward. Or if you're mirroring me, do whichever leg you're doing. I know I have to break the habit of saying which leg I'm doing because it doesn't work out for the mirroring technique, and I will work on it. It's one of my goals, one of my 2020 goals. All right, this time, right foot forward, left foot back, your right leg is bent, and again, the further apart your feet are, the more challenging the pose will be. So if you want to add some more challenge, get those feet further apart. Our hips are squared, so our belly button's facing the direction in which we're looking. Standing there, our body's nice and tall, shoulders are back, arms are up, shoulders back, and shoulders are down. It sounds like an awful lot. When you think about it too much, it really is. But it feels good and it feels right when it's right. Just trust me on this one. And 9, 8, and 7, 6, and 5. And if you need to take a little break and step up out of the pose, feel free to. If you have to adjust yourself, go ahead. When you realize halfway through that your knee is wrong or your foot's wonky, go ahead and fix it. It's really okay. And 3, and 2, and 1. Warrior 1. Stretch out that leg a little bit. We're going to do that bowing warrior. Remember, you can do the fist bump in the back or the prayer hands in the back. You're going to have that right leg bent, left leg is straight. I'm going to do those prayer hands. Whatever your shoulders and your arms allow you to do, that's what, obviously, you're going to do. So we've got their bodies positioned, hinge at the hips, and you're bowing over that bent leg. Just like that. And now we're breathing. 10, shoulders back. 8. 7. Feeling that stretch right along the back of that thigh. Get a nice butt stretch. 6. And 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Slowly unbow, I suppose. Stop bowing to your partner. Nice little stretch here. There we go. Gonna work into that sun pose one more time. Nice wide stance, so we can hold up the sun. Toes pointed out slightly. There we go, we're nice and tall. Make sure we're not bending over. Arms are up, nice and taut. And we're breathing. We've got 10 good breaths. There's 10. 9. 8. 7. I must say I'm enjoying this playlist. Ramsey's B. I'm liking it. I previewed it earlier, I can't lie. I mean, obviously I'm gonna preview it, but I'm liking it. I keep looking at the Bose speaker, like it's gonna tell me back that, like, yeah, like it's gonna talk to me. It's isolation. I answer myself when I talk to myself, so why wouldn't my Bose speaker answer me back? And 4. My arms getting a little low. 3. And 2. And 1. We did it. Your arms down. Relax. Shake it out a little bit. Work in a little balancing here. We're going to do a standing spinal twist. So we're going to get our feet, get our legs about hips width apart. We're going to plant one of our feet. Excuse me. We're going to raise a leg with the opposite hand of the leg that's raised. It's going to come along the outside of that knee, and we're going to do exactly what the pose says. It's twist, standing spinal twist. So we're going to raise that knee, 90-degree angle, and you're going to have that opposite hand, do a twist. The other arm comes out and back, and then you gaze off to the side or off over that shoulder of the opposite arm. We're going to aim for a 10 breath count here. Some balancing, so tighten up those abs, gaze off to the behind your shoulder or off to the side, and hold it for some balancing. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, keeping those shoulders back, your spine nice and aligned, in 5, 4, and 3, we're almost there, and 2, I almost made it, almost, and 1, so close, I'm so close. I think the more I talk, the less I can balance, and I talk a lot, so you know what, that's the way it goes. All right, So shake it out a little bit, plant your opposite foot. Raise that other leg to 90 degrees. Opposite hand goes on the outside. And you're not reefing on it, you're just a little bit of guiding. So there's not really a whole lot. See how my leg's you're not yanking. So the other arm comes out. Shoulders are back. Core is engaged. 9, 8. Oh man, this leg's really bad. 7. 6. See, if you come to my yoga class, there is no way you're going to feel any intimidation from the yogi. 5. And 4. 3. And 2. And 1. All right, shake that out a little bit. We're going to ease down to the mat, and I'm going to get a drink of water. I'm going to straighten out my mat a little bit. Ease down to the mat, but don't sit down yet. Going to be down on all fours one more time for a little sunbird action. All right, a sunbird. Go on all fours. We're going to do 5 on each side. So a sunbird, excuse me, is when you bring your knee into your chest and your head comes in as well. Now, you want to make sure you're in control of this stretch because you don't want to bash your nose into your knee if that's at all an issue. So we're going to start on the left side, or if you're mirroring me, just mirror. So I'm starting on my left side. So I'm going to bring my knee in, and when I bring my knee in, my toes are pointed. So my knee and my head will come in, and when they come up, my foot is flexed, and that counts as 1. So there's 1, and 2, and 3. So I'm inhaling here, exhaling here. 4, and 5. I think that was 5. I counted, or I was talking. All right, right side, same thing. 5 on the right side. So bring your head in, your knee comes in, toes pointed, exhale, inhale. There was 1. 2. 3. 4. Let's go that way. And that's 5. All right. Now for the next one, I've got a plank on each side. We're just gonna hold the plank for 5 seconds on each side. So, got a nice side plank going on. So for this, I'm going to go off my mat so you can see the side plank, obviously. So, side plank, you want your hand, your shoulder above your wrist. So a side plank here, and side plank, like this. Now a side plank, you can have a kickstand down if that's what's going to work for you. Because I want this to be what works for you. If this works for you, then that's what I want you to do. If you are able to do the full side plank, then by all means do the full side plank. So right now on my left side, I gotta pull that in a little bit more. There we go. All right. So we've got 5. Get those hips up if you can. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And slowly bring that down. I'm gonna flip over so you don't have to stare at my butt the whole time. So here we go, on the right side. Same thing. Get that shoulder right above your wrist so you're stacked up nice. And bring it over. Again, if you're not doing the full, just drop that kickstand. Totally fine. Engage that core, get those shoulders nice and back. Arm pointing up the ceiling. That's fine. This is fine. Do what you can for you. Do what works for you. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently ease yourself out of the plank. You're going to bring it on down. Now we can actually sit. So we're going to do a seated crescent side stretch. What I want you to do is have your legs as comfortable as possible, either like this. You can have one leg out. I'm not a big stickler on sitting cross-legged because some people, either they can't, or they can't yet, or they're just not comfortable sitting that way. Whatever, do what you can. So what I want you to do is, let's turn this down a little bit. All right. What I want you to do is the leg that's bent, that arm, take your forearm, place it on the floor, and your hand is going to stay just like this. And you're going to lean, and the other arm is going to come up and over, and you're going to take that stretch right up over your ear. And it's a stretch. It's not just, you're not sticking your arm out there. It is a stretch. And this arm here too. You're not limp noodling. This is a stretch. Here we go. Got 5. 4. 3. And 2. And 1. I'm going to use this hand and forearm. Gently push yourself out of that side. And again, if you're doing a seated version of this, same thing. Just go like this. That leg might pull up off the floor. That's normal, that's fine. So again, your forearm is here, your hands pointed off in that line. You're going to stretch that arm over your ear. And you're breathing for 5. 5. And 4. 3. And 2. And 1. And you're gently pushing yourself back to a seated position from that hand and forearm. Right. And again, here, if you're not comfortable with this kind of a stretch where you bring your feet up onto your upper thighs, then that's okay. Well, you can work into it, that's okay. Or if you're comfortable here, that's okay. It's a yoga practice, not a yoga perfection. So you can work into it here. If it's okay with your joints, if it's okay with what you've got going on with you right now, work with the body you have right now. Be realistic with yourself and don't be hard on yourself. It's all about where we are right now, not where you were yesterday, where you want to be tomorrow. It's where we are right now and being okay with it. It's really okay. So the next one we're going to be doing is a seated prayer twist. So we're going to get our legs up here like this. If this works for you. If this isn't working for you, then it's fine. You can do just with having your legs close to each other in the seated position. It's really, really, really okay. As long as you can sit comfortably in an upright position, because we're going to be adding prayer hands. So we've got prayer hands going on now. What we're going to do is lean forward a touch and then twisting. When you hit that challenge spot, hold it there. Your arms, feel like your shoulders are still back. And then you're gonna breathe. For 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. Keep breathing. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Come back from that hinged bent position. Back to the center. Now we're going to twist in the opposite direction. So we've got a nice little bend, that hip hinge that we've been talking about so much today. And then a twist. It's not uncommon to have one side more flexible and more twisty than the other side, or to have one leg or one arm seem to be stronger or have more balance than the other side. It's really pretty common. I only bring this up because my other side seems to want to be able to stretch more than this side. So if that's happening to you, it's totally normal. 8. 7. 6. 5. And 4. 3. 2. And 1. Slowly untwist and come back up. All right, and we're going to undo our legs slowly. We're going to come onto our stomachs. So nice and slowly, you can tuck your legs under, come into a position onto our stomachs. My mat seems to be slipping slowly and slowly under the couch. My couch is eating my yoga mat. All right, so now we're going to go into a bow position. So you can either do the half bow or the full bow. Either one's totally awesome. So the bow position, start on your stomach and your arms are behind you. What you're going to do is bend your legs and you lift your shoulders off the floor, not your shoulders, I'm sorry. Your chest and your shoulder, your chest, yeah. Come off the floor and you reach for your ankles and you lift like this. This will be the full bow. Everything's nice and open, your chest cavity is open for nice full breaths. If you're not opting for the full bow, you can do the half bow. So your arm would be on the front and you would just lift like this, you're lifting the chest, and you're aiming for that leg to come up off the floor a little bit, and you're breathing. And then halfway through, you would just switch. Just like that. So that's what we're doing next. So we're gonna hold that for a nice 10 breath count. So here we go. So get yourself all situated. And the bow. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then release. Awesome. All right, and the next one, we're going to do an upward facing dog. So this one, upward facing dog, the only part of your lower body that will be touching the floor will be the tops of your feet. So upward facing dog, the lower part of your body is touching the floor is your feet. If you want to modify it, by all means modify it. So you could have your, from the knees down, touching the floor, or you can do the full upward facing dog. This one we're only holding for 5 breaths. By all means, if you want to take a break, if you want to opt to not, if you want to give it a try, give it a try. All right, so here our shoulders are going to be back, our arms are straight. We're going to be gazing forward, tightening our ab muscles, and then we lift up off the floor, and our feet, tops of our feet, and then we look, actually we're looking up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly ease yourself from here, gently into a child's pose, because we just did 2 stretches that put a lot of strain on our lower back and require a lot of lower back bending in this direction. So now we're going to be nice to our backs and do this. So be kind to yourselves. Nice child's pose. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 2, and 1. All right. And from the child's pose, we are going to do the one-legged king pigeon pose. Now the one-legged king pigeon is awesome for everybody, but really awesome for runners. So from child's pose, I would like you to push up into a tabletop, and I want you to take one of your legs, bring it up. You're gonna flip it to like a 90-degree angle here. And then the other leg, I would like you to ease it down. Still following? You're gonna be okay. Following here, you're easing that right down onto the mat. Nice and gently. Just to challenge, not to hurt. There we go. There you go. So here you are. Got it? Sink right into that pose. And by all means, if this is not working for you, for reasons of hips or legs or ankles or for whatever reason, then by all means, just don't do it. Tap out, sit out, hop back into child's pose for this next few minutes. That is okay. Got 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. You're going to slowly unbend the front leg. So now you're in tabletop again. You're going to bring the straight leg up and give that a little bend. You're going to ease opposite leg down. And my couch is eating my foot. And there you go. Just gently sink down into that stretch. And shoulders are nice and back. These nice back shoulders. So our chest cavities are nice and free. These nice deep breaths. We're already on 8. See, I was counting. I didn't forget to count. 7. Oh, doesn't that feel good? 6. 5. If you need a drink, take a drink. It's really okay. 4. Feel that stretch. And 3. and 2. And 1. You're going to slowly unbend that front leg. You'll wind up into tabletop again. Nice and easy. Do a little crawl here. You're gonna wind up sitting on your butt. Turn. Ease yourself all the way down onto your back. We're going to do a lying spinal twist. So it's like the one we did standing, but obviously we're lying down. So what you're going to do is extend your left leg, bend your right, and you're going to have that right leg go over your left leg, and you're going to be a little on your side. So it looks like this, kind of like a flamingo, only you're laying down. And then your right arm goes off to the side. Your shoulder blades are as close to the floor as possible. That left arm can help. And with each breath, with each exhale, you're trying to relax your back a little bit more. Just try to get a nice stretch, nice hip stretch, nice spinal twist. So it's going to look like this. There you go. And 10 good breaths. So you've got 10, 9. You're going to want to try to look over that arm that's straight. 8. And 7. And 6. And 5. And 4. And 3. Two, and 1. Slowly untwist from that pose, that position. Nice and slow. You don't want to hurt yourself. And extend that right leg, bend the left, and same thing. I'm only sitting up just to talk and look at the camera. You can stay laying down. Bend the right leg, extend the left. Or I'm sorry, switch that, reverse it. Shout out to Willy Wonka right there. Extend the right leg, bend the left. Left arm goes off to the side. Shoulders as close to the mat as possible. You're looking off to the side, over the outstretched arm. Nice deep breaths. We've got 10 good breaths here. With each exhale, trying to sink deeper into that pose. We've got 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Untwist from here. I'm only turning so it doesn't look like I'm showing my whole butt to the world. So We're going to bring our knees to the chest. I recommend holding your legs here behind instead of putting undue pressure on your knee joint. Again, shoulders as close to the mat as possible. So we've got our shoulders back, pulling our knees to our chest. I like to add a little roll here, just because I like the way it feels on my back. So knees to chest, or you can stay stationary. Pull them up, nice stretch. And roll your ankles. We're winding it all down here. Nice deep breaths. Breathing it in. All right. Now, while I go around the house and turn off all these lights, you guys can look at my obnoxiously cute dog laying on the couch who's been so good this whole entire time. So you guys get into a position that's very comfortable for you. I'll turn off the lights and then ring the chimes, and then we can all have a lovely evening. So let me kill these lights. You can enjoy the music. So I turn off all these various lights around my house. Let's see, a couple of more lights. Let's see here, I got one from upstairs. Just one more to go, I think. One more. There we go. Oh, I was wrong. Another one over the kitchen sink. There we go. Oh, sorry. Did I wake up the princess? All right. All right. Get into a nice comfy pose. I'll ring the chimes 3 times, and then we'll get on and have a lovely evening. thanks for joining me today. Have a great evening. Have a great afternoon whenever you join me today. I'm Kristal from You Move It. Have a healthy, happy day. Bye-bye.